I've never been more afraid of a puzzle. And rightfully so, perhaps, because this puzzle is a level 10 by Brian Young. And if you don't know Brian Young, he is an amazing puzzle creator, owns a puzzle store in Australia called Mr. Puzzle. A lot of cool puzzles there. Go check him out, definitely. But he makes some really crazy sequential discovery puzzles, namely this one. But he's also made one in the past that was too hard for me to solve, and I needed the solution. It was the phone one. I don't know if you guys remember that, but super intricate, complicated puzzle, but also really cool and very limited. These things were done in about, I think, 100 or 150 run. Anyways, before we get into today's video, a quick message from the sponsors. We got sponsors. This video is sponsored by BetterHelp. We choose our brand deals here very carefully, and we say no to a lot of them, and we definitely check out their backgrounds. This company is legit, and what they're doing is a great service, so it is a real thing, and it does help a lot of people. Is there something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from reaching your goals? I've had this experience quite a few times in my life, from anxiety to depression. And it can be pretty tough to get through. BetterHelp will actually assess your needs and match you with a licensed therapist. You can do this and start communicating within under 48 hours. It's not a crisis hotline, it's not self-help, it's therapy, professional therapy done online. So this service is available worldwide. What's great about this is that you can log in anytime and send your licensed therapist a message. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus you can schedule weekly phone and video sessions so you don't have to wait in those uncomfortable waiting rooms at the therapist. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so if you don't match up, they make it free and easy to change therapists. It's more affordable than traditional offline therapy, and financial aid is available as well. Don't take it from me. If you want, you can visit their website and check out their testimonials right now. BetterHelp will also give me a promo code which gives you 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/Ramsay. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Ramsay, or use the link in my description to save 10% off your first month of BetterHelp. Thanks, BetterHelp, for sponsoring this video. All right, let's get into solving Abraham's well. I don't know why that's already there. That shouldn't be like that. Much better. All right, let's get into solving Abraham's well. Let's go. There we go. Abraham's well. Well. This is a heavy and beautiful little puzzle. You can see Mr. Puzzle Australia, made by Brian Young, prolific puzzle crafter. That should be good. Just don't want anything to get out of focus, So as it mentions here in Abraham's Well, a sequential discovery puzzle. The ultimate goal is to find the uniquely Australian token, which I'm guessing is on the inside of this, placed inside the puzzle. And there can be no mistaking once you found it, although it might take a bit of Googling to understand. This small pewter object represents a link between Australia and Abraham's Well. Clue, Anzac 1917. I presume that clue is only valid once you've solved the puzzle. It says here it has many steps to solve. The puzzle can be broken down to 23 individual parts. Now that doesn't mean 23 steps. There's 23 parts to the puzzle, it looks like. Huge part of the puzzling is to work out which of these parts are tools and which are not. The tools are very well hidden. This is going to take me a while, I feel. No bashing, no external tools, no brute strength is needed. You don't even need to lightly tap anything. There's a tool for every step of the puzzle. You just have to find it. Well, they didn't say no spinning, right? They didn't say no spinning. Okay. So let's examine Abraham's Well, shall we? First things first. All right, this base, I'm looking at all these little squares here. There seems to be a tiny little hole right there, as well as maybe a tiny hole here. And here they all seem to have that same thing. Nothing to look at. Over top, we got 4 spikes here, 4 protruding little brass spikes. We have a string attached to a small pole on the inside of this, which spins, 2 bolts on top, as well as these 2 things that hold it. And then we have the middle part, which has 2 holes here. Boom, boom. Bottom, what looks to be like a screw on the bottom. I guess let's start solving. First of all, I can probably unscrew these, right? That's what I'm thinking. Okay, I thought wrong. Okay, can I pull? Oh, that comes out a little bit. And as you can see, when I pull it out a little bit, there are, there's like these little seams down here. Wonder what that does. Now the inside turns. Wait, the inside turned anyways, right? And now is locked. Oh, and there's a hole there as well, which I didn't notice. And now it is locked into position. Weird. So I've now locked the well. Why the string though? Why the string? Oh, now it spins again. Wait, what? So what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of turning the inside of this to see if that hole reveals anything. So little by little, and now we're locked again. And now we're unlocked. So there's a bit of gravity involved here somewhere. Okay, what if I turn it while I pull up on these things? Well, you know what? I actually have a watch here. I can start a timer. Start. There we go. Nice. Now it's unlocked. So when I put it this way, it unlocks the middle cylinder. It is locked right now, and now it's unlocked. So that little screw that's in the bottom of it turns with this cylinder. So I don't know what that if that helps me at all, but and this thing doesn't go in, only goes out. These things, I wish they unscrewed. They do not, because it says no excess force, and I feel like I need a tool if I were to open that. So can't push down those spikes. This little one over here looks like it's coming out a little bit. Right there. Oh, let's go. Okay. So what I did basically is I kept turning that ring, and I kept pushing and pulling with every little turn to see if some internal maze would unlock it, and indeed it did. Now we're left with this, which is there's kind of like a bolt end here, or a nut over here as well. I feel like I might have to pull it out some more. See, that's where it sort of falls in right there. Okay, what's holding these two parts together? I feel like this comes off here. I feel like I need to pull this out a bit more before I can unscrew those. So obviously these things won't come off until these things are off, but this has to come out for these things to come off. Yeah. Oh. Hello. Our first. Come on, focus. Focus. Our first tool. This was stuck in that hole, and there's a hole that leads over there. So that's probably what was blocking it in the first place when I was turning it. So now we have a tool. Now I'm guessing this tool fits perfectly in here. That would be amazing. No, that would be too easy, wouldn't it? Really? There's no way. Oh, this comes out more. Okay, that's good. That's good. That's got to do something. But the fact that this doesn't fit in here is aggravating. But like Brian said, every tool has a purpose. That's not meant to fit there. It's a bit of a red herring, or a bit of a hey, that's not going to work. Take that. What the hell? Oh, there seems to be a magnet here. Oh my gosh. Is this a magnet in itself? It is. It does have a magnetic end to it. There is a magnetic end to this. So it sticks here, like, but also it repels something here too, right here. Maybe there's a hole somewhere that I need to put this through in there and then unscrew it, kind of. That would be impossible to use in that hole. Now, the fact that it does stick there tells me that it might have to hold something back while I spin or rotate this upside down. Now let's see if it still gets locked now that I've taken that Allen key out. Okay, so it no longer locks. Now it is free spinning. So it was definitely that Allen key that was locking it in that position. Going on 21.5 minutes. If it's sticking to anything on the inside, because I know there's a magnet here on the inside that it's like sort of attracted to, but I'm wondering if there's like a small ball bearing or bolt or something that I have to stick against that. So, I mean, so far this is pretty ingenious. Oh, I don't know what I did there, but that definitely came out a lot more. Okay, these things can almost come out now. And now, okay, here we go. Now I've got some holes here. That was probably what was holding that layer. This is like a mini labyrinth on the inside. So I'm guessing those pins probably had to be, you know, spun or whatever. Okay, well that's good. See as that goes back in? And now it doesn't, so definitely a spin move there, which allowed that to go in. But now what? Now that we've used the spin move, maybe now the magnet. We're so close to getting this thing out of here. Feels like all the moves we're doing is random, but there is like an internal maze. So you do have to go through a few processes to get to the solution. So you're trying spinning, you're trying angles, gravity, magnets, like you're going through everything. So it's not completely random. It's like there are a set of rules with puzzles, and you just gotta be patient and go through every one of them. So close to coming out. Like the brass part is actually free from this wood part, so you can see it sort of playing, and that wood part's basically what's holding it in place there. And that's the internal maze actually, which is kind of cool too. Wait, but if it is freestanding, could I just spin move it and just bring down the one part? No, because, okay, there's probably a lip at the end that's holding this in there. Now we're just going trial and error, moving the centerpiece just a little bit on one and tipping it to one side to see if there's anything that'll unlock it. We want to do a full rotation with that, with this middle piece here. Test out every single side. Hopefully that'll bring us a little bit further. Oh! Okay. Well, here we go. Here we go. We've got more. Oh my gosh. So there you see what was locking. What was locking in that well. So you got two little brass bars down here, or little steel bars that can shift right to left. And I'm guessing, yep, there you go. See how they're open there and now closed. So that was the last part that was holding this into place. Now we have this tool. So now I'm guessing it is time, yes, to unscrew this. Let's just take it apart, I guess. Let's take everything apart and just lay it down here. Oh, now we have the other tool that we can take this one apart as well. Now knowing, you know, Brian said which ones are tools and which ones are not is it's going to be part of the mystery here. So we'll try and figure that out. But for the sake of this solve, we're just gonna take everything apart, leaving no stone unturned. So far, an extremely clever puzzle. We have a rod now. This one here. Oop, now where was this hidden? Is that just in there? Now I don't trust Brian, so I'm going to unscrew this one, even though it didn't yield me any tools on that side. I'm still going to unscrew this end just to make sure there is no hidden compartment with a secret little tool that I may need later. And sometimes I wish I didn't have these big fingers. That's out. So now we have this. We've got these, which are identical. Nothing hidden in them. We have these bolts. We got these ones. We have this. Okay. We have a string. We have the wooden pieces. We have this tool, and this. And I'm thinking this is gonna probably serve me well here. Serve me well, get it? Now there's that screw at the bottom. Okay. Now this is still magnetic down there, so there's still something to do with this. Why the string also? Don't know. This still eludes me, as does this rod. Oh. You might have found a better tool to spin with, because look, this end is actually smaller. Wow. This end is actually thinner than this end. So it actually does fit in there. But what purpose does it serve? I'm thinking there might be like a hole that it goes down into if I keep rotating it around. I mean, that has to fit there for a reason, right? The fact that perfectly fits in there, I mean, it's got to be a reason for that, right? No? Just random? I don't know. At this point, I don't know. Oh! No! I got it. Sorry about that. My sound died for a second. Now this came out. Was this supposed to come out? I mean, it's not solved. There's no glue around this. This is the cylinder that came out of there. Ooh, a very powerful magnet under there. But there's supposed to be a pewter prize in here. And so far as I can see, the prize sounds like it's still in there. So So it's just a really strong magnet holding that in there. Now I've got this like hole here that seems to have like a little nail in it. Don't know what that's for. So I guess this screw that's in there was just made to screw in the magnet that is here. So this was meant to be extracted now. Yeah, in normal Brian Young fashion, he said you'll know when you've done it. Keep coming back to blowing into these little holes. Nothing happens now. Again, the only thing here is this little nail on the inside of that hole. That's it. That's the only thing that's really given to us here. And I suppose that's where this tool fit earlier, right? This one here? Yeah. Why does a magnet have to be that strong? Is the prize in here? It sounds like it's still in here, but there are no openings. There are no seams. Is the bottom a seam? Oh, the bottom does look like it's made of different wood, but no, there's definitely no seam down there. Is there a reason for these little brick patterns? Is one of these a button maybe? Coming up on just about an hour of solving, by the way. Is there more to meets the eye with this thing? Seems like a solid piece of brass as well. I don't understand how this is supposed to open. And I don't believe the prize is going to come out one of these holes or even this tiny hole. I believe there's another opening somewhere. There has to be. How else would this open? I'm going to inspect the brick pattern, one brick at a time. Two hours, 8 minutes, and I've gotten nowhere. I've gotten absolutely nowhere. Same part as I was earlier. So a few things that I've noticed. A, why the heck are these spikes there? Is this to be placed, upside down? Like a little table? Secondly, there are these very tiny holes on each side. Now I've tried like blocking the holes and blowing into them. Doesn't really do anything. The bottom of this has a ring and then it has a little notch. I've tried putting things in that notch and then turning it. That doesn't work. There's also this nail that protrudes that's in that slot, which held originally this Allen key, and I don't know what this Allen key. I don't know if that nail provides anything. You still hear a sound, so I'm guessing the thing is still in here because this thing has no seams. These little grooves here, this is where this passed through, and I'm guessing that this served as a bit of a trap. Other than that, there's nothing to go on. It says here, if I go back to this, a huge part of the puzzling is to work out which of these parts are tools and which are not. The tools are very well hidden. Now, is that a play on words? Well hidden? Is the well a tool? I don't know. Is the well a tool? Well hidden. Is it in the box? Is it in this box? Is that where the final tool is? Is it under the label? I'm going nuts here, as you can tell. I don't know whether I have to use all these pieces to craft like another tool. This particular piece has a magnet, and I'm not sure why that is, and I'm sure it has to do with lifting it out somehow, but I can't be certain. Nothing fits in there perfectly. The tools are very well hidden. This little part was thinner than this part, which we established. I don't know where that goes. I've inspected all these little squares. There's nothing to go on. There's just nothing to go on here. I don't understand where this thing would come out. Does this whole square just come out? Is that what is that what I'm looking to do here? Let's just pull this entire thing out. If so, how do I do that? Why is there a piece of string? Probably to throw me off, but still bugs me. Why is this shaped like an hourglass? Couldn't it just be a straight rod? Has a small seam, but that doesn't move. It's not meant to be open. I'm just completely discouraged at this point. This is usually the point where I'll just put it down and come back to it another day, but we're all about solving these, so let's get to it. I've tried tried unscrewing these. One last futile attempt, maybe screw it in even further and maybe the top unscrews. Doesn't look like it. The tools are very well hidden apparently. Apparently so well hidden amongst this rubble that I can't seem to locate the correct tool, because he says there is a tool for everything. Every step has a tool, and I just don't understand if I'm supposed to makeshift a tool at this point. Like, do I start piecing things together and make a little Frankenstein tool, or do I just you know, poke and prod until I find something that fits? Like, I don't know. What would you do? What would you do right now? Let me know. I'm very curious. Okay, why on earth would there be a magnet on the bottom of this just to hold this? This would come out. It would normally, there would be something in here to reveal. There's nothing in there. It's all just one piece pretty much. I tried putting something in there and then pushing this in to no avail. If I could find some seam where I knew it opened, you know, if it like slid this way or pressed a button and it shot open if I could find a seam somewhere, that would at least give me a clue. But there's no seams. Unless this whole middle part comes out, like all of this comes out. That doesn't want to come out. What are these spikes for? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. There's just all of this stuff. I don't even know where to start putting this back together once I solve it. Like, so discouraged right now if you couldn't tell. It's okay to be discouraged by puzzles, especially if they give you a hard time. Just put them down and come back to them. But I'm just going to power through. I don't know what to do anymore. This is a ultra difficult puzzle. I mean, just not like, I know there's something rattling in here because I can hear that, and it may or may not be the final prize, but it might be another mechanism. I just don't know what to do once I'm here. I don't know what the next moving part is going to even look like, because I've stripped it down to this square and nothing in the square ends up moving. This is it. None of these parts move, not these pegs, just there's nothing left to do. Yeah, I think I'll leave it at that and come back to it another day. 3 hours of my life that most puzzles are enjoyed when you put them down and you come back to them. And this is one of those moments where I need to put it down. My brain doesn't work anymore. I feel completely defeated and just out of ideas and kind of frustrated. So I don't think it's a good idea for me to continue solving this puzzle. So maybe let this be a lesson to those of you out there who've bought puzzles. Just put them down, come back to them. You know, no one's gonna die if you don't solve this puzzle. This isn't Saw. All right, well, leave a like if you want to see a part 2. We'll leave it at that. No hot dang today. Look at this mess. Look at this. This is going to remain on my desk until I finish it, but that'll be it for today's video. I'm so tired right now. I'm looking at the monitor, I'm like, ugh. Frustrating. Huh? Fun and infuriating at the same time. Which will make the solution all that much more rewarding once we solve it, once we find it. I just don't know what to make of this puzzle. I don't even know what to say. At this point in the video, this is usually, you know, we talk about how cool it was, but I can't, the puzzle's not solved yet. So, the only thing I could say is that if you want a part 2, leave a like, let me know. Regardless if you want it or not, I'm gonna show the solution. Maybe not in an entire video, maybe we'll just, in the next puzzle video, we'll give you a peek at what happened in this one, I guess. I don't know. I'm used to solving puzzles. I don't know what to do when I don't solve them. So I'll leave this here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.